Does your Saturday suck? Is it super boring? Do you want to hear about juicy XRP price prediction now that Ripple agreed to pay the fine and drop the lawsuit? What about something sad in crypto? Yeah, it might put a tear in your eye, but a project is essentially dead. Ooh, update on Regs. Yeah, the United States government steering the old Titanic. Happy Saturday from me to you. Let's talk price and the juiciest of news. Happy Saturday, baby.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
What's up, dudes and chicks? I'll tell you what's up. XRP is deep in the green. That's right, at 219. But you know the deal. Let me peel your comments. Come first because you, the viewer, matter most. El Loran, channel member, thank you for the support, says, if Ripple ever came out with an IPO, it would be scarce and expensive. Then people would say, fine, I'll just buy XRP. I know they don't want to do an IPO, but if they ever did, I think if Ripple did an IPO, I don't think it would be as big as Circle, but I think it would be pretty big. I would be into it. I've told people for years, if Ripple did IPO, I would get in on that action. The whole thing is this. Ripple doesn't need money via IPO. They already have XRP, but oh, if they did, I think I'd get into it. Thomas Rittenauer says now Taurus will become irrelevant and have to find another long-term boondoggle to advance her career. I feel bad for the next case that Taurus has to do. That's the next big case. Yeah, she's gonna drag that bitch out. Tricky McNichol, another channel member, has got a big bag of green for the first time in a few months. Whoa, my guy, what kind of bag you talking about? Share with the group. Watch for the smoke signals. Have a great weekend. Can't wait to see what the future holds for XRP. I know what kind of bag of green you're talking about. Bitcoin's in the green, so is XRP, 107,403, ETH, 2438. ETH is still laggard, everyone. We haven't talked about ETH at 4,000 for a long time. Sol up 7%, look at that. Near and Caspa also up there, but who's deep in the red? Picoin down 6%. Interesting. XRP up 5% last 24 hours. Picoin Network rolls out the Pi App Studio and staking feature at Pi 2 Day. So they've got mega announcements, and what happens? It sells off. Yeah, overpromising, under-delivering, and people don't give a shit about your event days. Eleanor Tourette's hanging out with us. Her information's linked down below. She says, new Congress resets the crypto clock on crypto legislation. Yo, this is messed up. This is Eleanor's article. This is all linked in the description down below. White House and Senate GOP aligned on separate paths for market structure and stablecoins. Aw, shit. Come on now. Delay. Here we go. Hines tweeted afterwards, we're committed to getting market structure done by the end of September. Oh, come on. But then again, think about that. That lines up with what? Jerome Powell and rate cuts. So end of third quarter, beginning of fourth quarter, it might be juicy. And then Santa Claus, yes, hot ladies, you can sit on my lap and tell me what you want. But, you know, be nice, I'm married. However, it remains uncertain whether the full Senate can pass the bill by then. Scott is the top Republican on the Senate Banking Committee, plans to hold hearings and a markup for the Senate's version, but his influence is limited to his committee. Yeah, there's a problem. Adding complexity, this is where shit gets wild. The Senate Ag Committee, which oversees the CFTC, also holds jurisdiction, but has remained relatively quiet. Here's another problem. Another key hurdle, securing enough Democratic support to move the bill through the upper chamber, could be an issue. So now we're looking at this going, well, you're not going to get it done by the August recess. You might get it done by September. Yo, what happened to all those promises? All those promises in January when El Presidente Trump was like, we've got the votes to make it happen. No, you don't, girlfriend. Because now they're talking, oh, baby. September? Yeah, let's keep learning. Sad story here. This is from Nanzi. Going to the Twitter sphere for this one. Polkadot is dead. This might be a long read. So buckle up, kiddos. It's a good one, though. It's sad, but good. Polkadot raised $500 million. Promised a revolution. Now, no users, no devs, no futures. Here's how one of crypto's biggest bets faded into a ghost chain. This is sad. Very, very sad. Essentially, this is a post from Nanzi on the story about Polkadot. And what's crazy about this is it tells a story about how they raised money, how they did building, about how the devs had some problem with some friction. Long story short, you look at the chart of Polkadot and you look at the whole story in regards to this, and what do you see, everyone? A story that tells you about an ICO. They raised 144 million in minutes, 43 million in private rounds. By 2021, it looked unstoppable. The Ethereum killer was here. Parachains promised a new Web3. Polkadot launched its mainnet in 2020. Had a whole bunch of users. A market cap that hit 50 billion. But the nightmare was for developers. Building on Polkadot was brutal. Substrate and Rust weren't beginner friendly. Architecture was confusing. Parachain auctions sounded genius, but locking DOT for 2 years, that wasn't fun. Projects lost momentum. Users lost liquidity. It was complex, costly, and unsustainable. Real usage never followed. Parachains launched. Daily active users dropped, and by 2025, DOT had fewer than 5,000 daily users. You look at their price chart, and here's the story. Yeah, everyone. Dead. Dead as a doornail. What once hit $50+ back in 2021 is now sitting at $3.39. The story and the lesson to be learned here is there's a lot of dots out there. A lot of chains with dead user bases. Wallets mostly filled with fractions of a penny's worth of junk. I'm reminded of some of the favorites we cover on this channel that are filled with what? People building shit that no one's using. Active wallets on the decline. Transactions down quarter over quarter. The majority of wallets holding less than $1 worth of native token. So be careful out there, because as Nanzi described, the developers jumping ship. Projects faltering. No real usage, no real development, money being wasted on traveling around the world, whining, dining, 69ing, and rubbing shoulders. Building, they say. Projects are dying. So be careful, everyone. Banker coin XRP gets a $24 price target from a Bitcoin OG. Popular Bitcoin maxie DaVinci Jeremy has reiterated his bullish outlook on XRP, suggesting it could reach $24. Meanwhile, DaVinci Jeremy also has probably smoked some of the best shit ever in the world to come up with that $24 mark. No, that's probably not true. Well, maybe it is, because how the hell else could you come up with $24 when I look at the price chart of XRP and what do we see? Yeah, it looks good for the one-day chart, but you zoom out to the all and you see this. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go to the quote, everyone. This is what Jeremy stated. XRP, it'll go to $24 that I once talked about. Possibly, there's a good chance. Why? Because you know there's a lot of people in the U.S. government that are pushing. No, there's not. Wait, what? What? Now this is what he says, continues. Now do I suggest you invest in XRP? No, because it's a banker's coin. What the fuck does that mean? That's so dumb. Do you want to continue to support the banking system that gets free money on your behalf that steals from you? God, some people are so stupid. Anyways, let's go to the XRP action. Let's go to that 1 month chart, because what do you see? A lot of oscillations, a lot of movement here. Most of it within the 15% variability. But you can see what, everyone? We've really been choppy here within that friend zone. Most of the action going between the 210 and 230 mark. That's kind of boring. Right now, XRP volume, 2.44 billion. XRP has held itself very well in this last move. We have seen a couple pumperonis, dumperonis, pumperonis, dumperonis. This has been a pumperoni holderoni. Yes, a little bit different. You can see ever since this last move here, retail has stepped up. Institutional interest has stepped up. And what's good about this is XRP has maintained this floor where a lot of others out there, DOT, right, is one of them that has some struggles there maintaining its floor. What about another one that we've covered on this channel? XLM has had trouble maintaining its floor. It's eroding its floor. What about Aptos? Let's look at that Aptos chart, right? Aptos was supposed to be another one out there that was supposed to take down everyone. Aptos is losing its floor as well. Look at this. Pumperoni, dumperoni, pumperoni, dumperoni, pumperoni, dumperoni, XRP, pumperoni, holderoni. So, you get your bronies that are watching. What are we learning? Some things out there, Piecoin, pumperoni, dumperoni. Why? Because they built up the expectations for so long, retail couldn't support all the amazing news. Oh, pioneers, we're going to develop this and this and this. And all that over-promising and under-delivering led to what? A retail floor that just couldn't support the bullshit. All of a sudden, we find out that Congress and all the promises that were made in regards to regs, again, over-promising and under-delivering, we're sitting here going, oh, so you won't get it done by the August recess? Oh, you mean we were supposed to get regs done by the summer? Oh, you mean Trump tweeted, get this big, beautiful bill to my desk as fast as you can without any delays? Oh, there's going to be delays? Oh, okay. We got Nanzi hanging out with us telling us about the Polkadot story. Pumperoni and dumperoni. We talked about the Polkadot. We talked about Aptos. We talked about XLM. We talked about a whole bunch out there that's losing support. Pumperoni, dumperoni. And now we have pumperoni and holderoni. So certain things are able to withstand this attack. Yes, the attack on retail not being able to hold, while the majority of them aren't. It's Saturday and XRP's volume is still 2.44 billion. Aptos's volume, 170 million. That sucks massive balls. What's DOT's volume? 86 million. What about XLM's volume? Let's take a quick look. XLM's volume, 88 million. That's balls right there. What about Doge? Let's throw some meme in there. 447 million volume. That's pretty good, but still look at the chart. You see what I'm saying? Pumperoni, dumperoni, not hold-aroni. So, what are we learning? Retail support is important. Social support is important. Institutional support is important. And don't overpromise and underdeliver, or retail will pull the floor on you. Right, Piecoin holders? And I want you to think about that Nanzi story with Polkadot, because there's a bunch of chains out there that keep championing the idea, oh, we're building, oh, we're still building, yeah, keep on building. Building what? Building shit that's no one is using? Because that's the reality of it. The majority of these crypto chains are building what? No one's using this shit. Most of the people out there using crypto are what? Trading it, they're speculating it, they're using it on the exchanges, they're not actually using crypto. Seriously, go on Stellar's chain, right? Go on any of their explorers. Transactional volume, down. The majority of wallet holders own less than what, 10 XLM? Ooh, the majority of them hold less than 1 XLM. They're like dead wallets. Active addresses, in the shitter. Builders, they're not building shit that anyone's using. Most of the damn XLM is going to fly Danelle Dixon and her friends around the globe so they can hobnob with people and rub shoulders and Meridian this and Meridian that. Meanwhile, what app on XLM Stellar Chain are people using? Like, nothing. Smart contracts. Ooh, yeah, that's... Yeah, and it's like every chain. So it's not just like Polkadot. It's not just like Aptos. It's like almost every freaking chain out there is pumperoni, dumperoni. Meanwhile, I've been sharing with you what? XRP has got retail, has got a big social following, has got a big news following that's making it pumperoni and holderoni. It's a lot better than pumperoni and dumperoni. But the problem we got is we're not getting the support from the political leaders. Why? Because that was promise-aroni and now under-delivering-aroni. We were supposed to get regs by now. We were told by the president. We were told by all these crypto leaders. We've got plenty of support in the Democratic side, plenty of support in the Republican side to make it happen. Well, that's obviously not true because the shit ain't done yet. We were told, oh, you're going to get regs by May. Well, that's not happened. Sorry, I'm just checking my watch in case I screwed up and I was like traveling in time or some shit like that. And then we were told by Trump, you just get this bill on my desk, get it fast. And then they were like, look, we're not going to clean pass this bill. And they're like, well, we're probably going to get this done by June. Well, you're almost going to be done with June here. And then now we're told, well, we're probably going to try to get this done before the August recess. And they're like, well, we might get markup done by August recess, but we're probably looking at September. And the big problem is if we really don't get this shit done by midterms, and then you lose complete like dominance of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. Obviously, you don't have to worry about the presidential election then. But like if you lose the majority, yeah, then you ain't gonna get crypto regs. You see what I'm saying? It's frustrating, everyone. But just think of the Nanzi story. There's a lot of cryptos out there that got insano funding to build what? To build nothing. Like, has anything on the Polkadot chain really, like, revolutionized how we look at the world? Anything on the Aptos chain done it? No. Anything on ICP really lighting the world on fire? Yeah. Just think about it. That's my job, right? To bring you the news, good, bad, happy, or sad. To open your eyes, right? To get you out of the world of hopium that is social media. All the, XRP is going to go to $24. Dude, we're at $2.19. $2.19, not $219, $2.19. Yet you got these players out here calling for crazy. Well, it's a banker's coin. It's not meant for retail. If it's not meant for retail, then why the fuck is it on sale at every exchange out there? But it's not meant for retail, bro. Well, then why is it for sale on every exchange? Like, it's just, don't let people fool you, okay? Just throwing you the news, good, bad, happy, or sad. So choo-choo what? Choo-choo biz nachos.